You don't wake up one day and say, "I'm going to let my blood pressure steal my confidence." It happens the way real damage always happens, quietly, politely, in the background. While you're busy being a responsible man, you still go to work, you still handle family, you still try to eat better, you still tell yourself, "I'm fine." And on paper, you are. But then you start noticing the small betrayals. You get tired faster, you feel wired but not strong. Your mornings don't feel charged, and your desire stops feeling like a reliable friend. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. Sometimes your mind is ready, but your body feels delayed. And that's the part that messes with you the most, because it feels personal. Like you're failing at something you never used to think about. Here's the truth that's uncomfortable at first, but freeing once it clicks. For a lot of men, this isn't a bedroom problem. It's a circulation and nervous system problem wearing a bedroom mask. High blood pressure doesn't just raise a number on a machine. It changes the environment inside your arteries. It trains your blood vessels to stay tighter. It stresses the lining of the vessels, the endothelium, that's supposed to help them relax. And once that lining isn't working smoothly, blood flow becomes less responsive, meaning you can still have desire, still have love, still have attraction. But your body doesn't shift gears as cleanly when you want it to. And this is why it can feel so confusing. Because the body doesn't fail in a dramatic straight line. It becomes unpredictable. Some days you're okay. Some days you're flat. Some moments you feel normal. Some moments you feel like your system is hesitating. Inconsistency is usually a clue that something is adjustable, because true irreversible decline is often more steady. And high blood pressure is one of the most adjustable factors a man can face, if he stops treating it like a silent background detail. Let's talk like adults, with dignity. No cringe, no fake promises. The penis is not a separate machine. It's a sensitive, early warning part of the vascular system. The blood vessels there are smaller than many other arteries, so when the body is dealing with vessel stiffness, endothelial dysfunction, or early plaque changes, the first place you can notice performance changes is often there. That's why major medical consensus documents have emphasized that erectile dysfunction can be a marker of cardiovascular risk and can appear years before obvious heart problems in some men. Now here's where the story gets dangerous, because this is where men get trapped in the wrong explanation. A lot of men feel a change, then immediately blame testosterone, age, or stress. And yes, hormones, aging, and stress can matter. But blood pressure is a multiplier. Because if your vessels are less able to relax, your system becomes more dependent on perfect conditions. Perfect mood, perfect timing, perfect relaxation, perfect sleep. And real life is not perfect. So your confidence becomes fragile because it's not built on a stable baseline anymore. It's built on everything going right. But this is the twist. Most men don't lose intimacy first. They lose vessel flexibility first. They lose recovery first. They lose nervous system regulation first. And the bedroom simply exposes what the body has been practicing all day. Think about what high blood pressure really is. It's not just too much pressure. It's the body living with a higher internal push against vessel walls. Over time, that encourages remodeling. Walls get thicker, less elastic. The endothelium, the smart lining that helps vessels widen with nitric oxide signaling, can become less responsive. Inflammation can rise. Blood flow becomes less smooth. And when blood flow becomes less smooth, your responsiveness stops feeling automatic. Now add the nervous system. Many men with elevated blood pressure also live in low-level urgency. Caffeine, screens, some constant mental load, short sleep, shallow breathing, jaw tension, shoulders up, always on. That state keeps the sympathetic nervous system active, the go mode. Go mode tightens vessels. Repair mode relaxes them. If you spend your life in go mode, you're asking your body to do calm responsiveness without practicing calm. That's like asking a stiff door to swing open quietly. So if you're a man reading this thinking, okay, but what does this actually mean for me? It means the most important move is not chasing a magic pill. The most important move is rebuilding the conditions where your vessels and nervous system can cooperate again. And yes, medication can be part of that. Sometimes a very important part. But the real power comes when you stop fighting symptoms and start fixing the system. Now let's hit a sensitive part carefully. Because it matters. Blood pressure medication gets blamed a lot. Some men start treatment and notice changes, then panic and assume, the medicine ruined me. But the truth is more nuanced. Different blood pressure drugs affect sexual function differently, and sometimes it's not the medicine itself. It's the fact that your baseline vascular health was already struggling, and the timing just made you notice. There's medical literature reviewing this relationship, including how certain classes like older beta blockers and thiazide diuretics are more commonly associated with erectile issues in some men, while other classes, like ACE inhibitors and ARBs, are often considered more neutral. And some beta blockers like nebivolol have been studied with potentially fewer sexual side effects in some comparisons. But here's the mature takeaway. Never stop a prescribed blood pressure medication abruptly, because uncontrolled blood pressure is far more dangerous than an awkward symptom. The correct move is to talk to your clinician, describe what you're noticing, and discuss options, dose, timing, or alternative agents, because there is often room to personalize treatment. Now let's talk about the confidence spiral, because this is where men get psychologically crushed. You have one bad night. Then you start monitoring. Monitoring becomes pressure. Pressure triggers stress hormones. Stress hormones tighten vessels. Tight vessels reduce responsiveness. Then you have another bad night. Now, your brain starts protecting you by avoiding the situation or rushing it. Rushing makes it worse. Avoiding creates distance. Distance creates doubt. Doubt creates more stress. That loop is brutal because it feels like it's about masculinity, but it's really about physiology plus anxiety chemistry. And now, the big reveal. The part most men never connect until someone says it clearly. The real enemy is not low desire. It's unreliable responsiveness. Unreliable responsiveness makes you question yourself. And when you question yourself, you trigger the exact nervous system state that makes responsiveness harder. So you're stuck in a self-reinforcing loop. So how do you break it? You break it by building a blood pressure plus blood flow plus nervous system routine that makes your baseline steadier. So intimacy stops feeling like a performance test and starts feeling like a natural outcome again. Here's the framework that actually works. Simple, not flashy, but powerful. First, I'll understand the timeline. If your blood pressure has been elevated for years, you're not going to fix vessel stiffness in 2 nights. But you can start improving signals fast. Sleep quality, stress tone, daily movement, hydration rhythm, meal timing, and breathing. Those changes improve nervous system balance quickly, and nervous system balance is the fastest lever for responsiveness. Vessel remodeling takes longer, but the body responds to better signals sooner than most men expect. Second, you need to stop treating blood pressure like a number you check once in a while. Blood pressure is a daily behavior feedback system. The body responds to what you do repeatedly. Now let's get practical. And I'm going to make it so practical you can run it like an experiment. For 14 days, I'd focus on 5 signals that directly support lower blood pressure patterns and better responsiveness. Signal 1. The morning downshift before the day grabs you. Most men wake up and immediately spike their nervous system. Phone, news, notifications, mental checklist, caffeine fast. That sets the body into urgency. Urgency tightens vessels. Instead, for 3 minutes after waking, inhale through the nose 4 seconds. Exhale 6 to 8 seconds. Smooth. The longer exhale tells your nervous system, safe. Safe mode improves vessel relaxation and lowers baseline stress tone over time. Then drink water before caffeine. Not extreme. Just enough to tell your body it's not starting the day dehydrated and rushed. Signal 2. The post-meal walk that acts like a circulation reset. A 10 to 15-minute calm walk after dinner is one of the most underrated tools for glucose handling and circulation. It's not a workout, it's a signal. It tells your vessels, flow. It tells your nervous system, settle. It also improves sleep quality, and sleep quality affects blood pressure patterns and hormonal regulation. Signal 3. Dinner timing that protects deep sleep. Late, heavy meals keep digestion active during the exact window your body should be repairing vessels and resetting stress hormones. If you can, finish your main meal 2 to 3 hours before bed. If life makes that hard, keep late food lighter and lower in sugar/refined carbs. Because nighttime glucose spikes can fragment deep sleep, and fragmented deep sleep is one of the fastest ways to wake up flat, stressed, and less responsive. Signal 4. The last 90 minutes boundary. This is the make or break one. If the last 90 minutes are filled with bright screens, intense content, arguments, or endless scrolling, your nervous system stays in alert mode. Alert mode keeps cortisol higher and vessels tighter. Protect the last 90 minutes. Dim lights, lower stimulation. If you must use a screen, lower brightness and choose calm content. Your brain needs a runway, not a cliff. Signal 5. 2 to 3 short strength sessions per week, especially legs. You don't need to become a bodybuilder, but muscles are metabolic regulators. Stronger legs improve glucose control, support circulation, and reduce overall stress load on the cardiovascular system. Even 10 minutes of chair stands, step-ups, gentle squats to safe depth, or light resistance can make a real difference over weeks. Consistency beats intensity. Now here's the part that makes this damakidar, because it flips the entire story. Most men think they need a sex fix, but what they really need is a pressure fix. Because when pressure improves, performance often improves as a side effect. And now I'm going to say something that can literally protect a man's life. Erectile issues plus high blood pressure can be a reason to take cardiovascular screening seriously, not to panic, but to be smart. Major consensus work, like Princeton 4, emphasizes ED as an early marker that can prompt cardiovascular risk assessment and prevention, because symptoms may precede overt cardiovascular events in some men. That means the embarrassing symptom can actually be a warning light that helps you get ahead of something bigger. That's not fear, that's power. Now, let's talk about medication and safety in a way that protects you. If a man has high blood pressure and is considering PDE5 inhibitors, like sildenafil or tadalafil, it's crucial to understand safety interactions, especially with nitrates. PDE5 inhibitors are contraindicated with nitrates because of the risk of dangerous drops in blood pressure. This is clearly stated in FDA labeling for sildenafil formulations. So the mature move is not to self-experiment. The mature move is to talk to a clinician, especially if you have heart disease, chest pain history, or nitrate medications. That's not being scared. That's being responsible. Now, the twist and climax moment. Here it is. A lot of men are fighting the wrong enemy at night. They feel flat during real intimacy, and then they secretly chase stimulation late at night. Scrolling, a novelty, quick dopamine hits, because it gives them a temporary spark. But that spark is alone, and the interest is paid in sleep quality. Sleep gets lighter, blood pressure patterns worsen, stress chemistry rises, vessel repair decreases. Then the next day, the baseline is worse. So the man feels even more pressure the next time. He thinks he's helping himself, but he's quietly training the exact cycle that keeps him stuck. So the adult strategy is to stop practicing spikes and start practicing steadiness. If you feel desire at the wrong time late at night, don't feed it with more stimulation. Don't shame it either. Redirect it. 3 minutes long exhale breathing plus 2 minutes of light movement. walk to the kitchen, wash face, gentle hip stretch. You're not killing desire, but you're moving your nervous system out of compulsive seeking mode and back into regulation. That regulation is what makes desire show up at the right time. Calm, present, responsive. Now I'll give you the simplest pressure to confidence routine that many men can actually follow. Wake up, 3 minutes breathing, 4/6 to 8 out. Water, then coffee. Daytime, 20 to 30 minutes walking total, can be split. And keep caffeine earlier rather than late. Evening, dinner earlier or lighter, 10 minutes calm walk, then protect the last 90 minutes. Before bed, 5 minutes long, exhale breathing, shoulders down, jaw soft, lights dim. Twice a week, 10 minutes legs plus core basics. And here's what you track. Not performance, not ego, just system signals. Morning energy, 1 to 10. Mood steadiness, 1 to 10. Responsiveness, confidence, 1 to 10. Sleep quality, 1 to 10. Most men notice the first win is not sexual. The first win is calm. They wake up less edgy. They feel steadier. They crave less late stimulation. Their mornings feel less heavy. That's the system repairing. Then, as the baseline becomes steadier, intimacy stops feeling like a coin flip. Now, because we're being professional, if you have persistent erectile dysfunction, chest pain, severe shortness of breath, fainting, or suddenly worsening symptoms, get medical evaluation. And if you have diabetes, heart disease, or you're on heart/blood pressure medications, it's especially important to discuss symptom changes and any sexual health treatments with a clinician. This isn't about fear, it's about safety and smart care. But if you're a man who feels like something shifted and you want control back, here's the real message you needed. Your confidence is not gone. It's being squeezed by pressure, literally and chemically. Reduce the pressure, and you often restore the steadiness. And the most powerful part is this. You don't have to become perfect. You just have to become consistent with the signals that matter. Because your body does not respond to motivational speeches. It responds to rhythm. So stop making intimacy a test. Make it an outcome of a healthier baseline. Protect sleep like it's medicine. Move daily like it's circulation training. Breathe like you actually want your nervous system to calm down. Eat like you want repair, not spikes. And treat blood pressure not as a scary diagnosis, but as a dial you can slowly turn back towards strength. That's how you get the real win. Not a temporary spark, but a reliable system. One that gives you energy in the morning, calm in the mind, and confidence that doesn't feel fragile. If you want, tell me what topic number 4 was exactly from your list, the exact title line, and I'll tailor this into your channel's exact style with a stronger hook plus tighter twists, while keeping it medically safe.